Tune and that you can hear me. Yeah, like this. Perfect. Important that you're close to me, no? That you can hear me. Okay. Yeah, the others, they can sit wherever you want to. No? It's only for those without a quiet box. You can sit there, here to my left. Doesn't matter. Important that you can hear me. Now I can control you better. I can reach you with my pedal. That's what I should have in school. Okay. I won't give you now too many numbers. I think you heard a lot of numbers on your trip. And you know them all. And more important for you to remember is Fringsing, Driss and Shale. This is what you have to remember. But there are two numbers we can't avoid. The first number is 1248, and that's easy. It's 1, 2, 4, 8. When they started to build the cathedral, and they finished it in 1818. So it took 632 years to build it. It took so long because it was subsidized by donations. You know what that means. Hundreds of years no donations and the construction was paralyzed. Those people who finished the cathedral in the 19th century were the citizens of Berlin. And I'm from Berlin. And we are Lutherans. And this year is Catholic.
Jeez.
So it's a little weird, no? But in the 19th century, Germany was divided in several kingdoms and Berlin occupied Cologne. And they didn't want to help the Catholic Church. They wanted here a German monument, a national monument to show the French that Germany is the only boss on the Rhine. And that's the reason why the Lutherans from Berlin finished in 40 years what the Catholics in Cologne couldn't do in 600 years. My ancestors finished it. Very important. So the first level of arches you see, it's really Middle Ages, Gothic style. Upstairs, the windows upstairs, the roof, the two towers, is only 150 years old. So we have to call it Neo-Gothic, the New Gothic. Then there was the question about World War II. But I haven't shown you yet. Once we come out, I will show it. Next to those windows to my right next to it, is the train station. Remember the bridge with the 3 arches, with the padlocks, the love locks? This goes bridge directly to the cathedral, and in the last moment it turned the curve to the right to the train station. It was the idea of the king in Berlin to build the train station and thinking going by train in the church. English and American pilots, they tried not to bomb the cathedral because they used it like a point of reference for the airplanes. But they always bombed the train station next to it. And only a few buildings were destroyed directly by the hit of the bomb. It was more the air pressure of the explosion which destroyed buildings from inside. And in 1940, they took all the glass of the windows out. Do you remember the mosaic? And I told you they found it when they wanted to build a bunker. They wanted to build the bunker for the windows where the museum is now. That's how they found the mosaic. They had the experience of World War I, 1914, the first air attack in German history on a German town, 1914 on Cologne. Nothing compared to World War II. But their windows broke, and that's why they took out the windows. Then 16 bombs hit the cathedral in World War II. The roof collapsed, bombs fell in, but the air pressure could escape through the windows. And that's the reason why the cathedral with major harm survived. Until today they are repairing destructions of World War II. but it didn't collapse. I won't show you now everything here inside. If I would do this, you would all lose your ship tonight, and you would all change diapers at my home. What I'm going to do now is I will show you now the most important things, but for you, you can come back every time you want to. It's open the whole day. It's not a museum, it's a church. There's no admission to pay. The only thing which is restricted is the guided tour. As a private person, you go in and out. At 12 o'clock and 6:30, there's a prayer in the cathedral for 20 minutes. And there are guards, where you have seen, there are guards dressed in red. And they ask the people to take a seat during the prayer. But you don't have to leave. It's open the whole day. Vamos! All the windows on this side, they are all made in the 16th century. We call them the windows of the Renaissance. Perhaps, ladies and gentlemen, the best would be if you would all come close to me, that the enemy has always space to walk behind us. Now it's not too many, but it can come more groups. 15, 7, and there are 4 tall people standing, and the man on the left is St. Peter. You are here in St. Peter's Cathedral. That's how we call it. They say that the staff of St. Peter was here. As I told you, the biggest bell, the name is the Fat Peter. St. Peter's. The staff of St. Peter, that it was here in the Cathedral of Cologne. It was never found. Perhaps it was springs. We are practicing for our test. You know what springs are. Disappeared. We don't know. But that's why we are St. Peter's. And there's a smaller man kneeling next to St. Peter. It's the Archbishop Herman who donated the window. And he wants to show it to everybody. Coming from 500 years later, coming from Toronto, from California, from New York. Everybody should see that he was the donor. Noble ancestors to get the job as an archbishop. It was a political position. The archbishops were like kings or dukes. So he wants to prove it for us that he had the right to be the archbishop. All stained glass windows, 16th century, made in Cologne. 1507, and now I will show you a window from 2007. Modern. For example, the 3 wise men, that one is black.
The windows we just saw were 16th century.
Something which came up later. It's also only in the last 400 years. So, actually I don't know. I should know it. Actually I don't know.
Sorry.
I will go here. Wooden railing here, I stopped here. You can see the window right over there. It's a lot of different colors. This is from 2007. And the name of the artist, Gerhard Richter. And 1 year ago they sold a painting of Mr. Richter in New York for $41 million. He's now one of the most expensive artists alive. And he donated this to the cathedral, and our archbishop didn't want it. Our archbishop said it's not called a cathedral, it's called a mosque. I can't see any Christian message in this window. But he doesn't have the last word in such decisions. The majority of the priests wanted it, so it came in. And can you see as the seat of our archbishop? Every time he's sitting there, he has to look at the window. It's punishment. You can like modern art.
The archbishop's chair.
now to the north. Behind us, the modern art is the south. We're coming from the west, going now to the east. There's in the middle of the Latin cross. You think the cathedral is Strasbourg.
Yes.
So the Gothic cathedral, the Latin cross. And where we are going now, the eastern part is the high quiet church was finished in the place. Service there. Still working. The old school. This here, what you can see here, these pictures, that would be built 1980s. 1980s by an artist from South America. Stayed in South America. He also in some of the churches, and when it started all this relationship with the other paintings from artists. Which they destroyed to build like as a Gothic one. The last thing we have from the free version of the cathedral, 1,000 years old, and I think it was a Greek artist who made it. 1,000 years ago, the Archbishop of Cologne was also the Chancellor of the German Empire, like the Angela Merkel of the Middle Ages. And he was the wedding planner for the German Emperor. And what Angela Merkel is not doing. He traveled to Constantinople, what's today the city of Istanbul. He brought a Greek woman to Germany, the wife for the emperor, and he brought also Greek artists because nobody was able to do this in Germany in those days. It's the first time that they're showing Jesus Christ really as a human being, with the skin, bones, really natural studies, and Jesus in the moment of his death. Therefore, they're showing him only like supernatural. This was modern art 1,000 years ago, and in Greece they were able to do this. That's where we think about the Greek artist. We call it the cross of Gero, G-E-R-O, because it was the Archbishop Gero who donated it to the cathedral. And we are surrounded by archbishops, you know, here picture of an archbishop. There's a tomb. Here to our right, which is actually not a real tomb, it's only a monument. And you see a man laying down like this, and he knows only a monument. They wanted to be buried, see the monument, as close as possible to the place. More possible the entrance to heaven. Not for people like us, especially not for Lutherans. So, archbishops and the cross of Gero, all the pilgrims who came to the cathedral needed to pray to the cross of Gero. the first interchanging.
Before the split.
Yes, and then in only about 50, 60 years later, there was a split.
Otherwise you
It
would
was
be
really
Orthodox.
here Roman Catholic. And then Martin Luther, 1517, and now it's Lutheran Catholic. Ladies and gentlemen, I stopped here because there's a golden shrine behind me. Inside this golden shrine are the bones of the three wise men. You can believe me or not. Here in Cologne, they're sure that they have the relics of three matches. And they franked it in Milan. You know what is franking? We are practicing for our test. Franking is stealing.
Who stole from whom?
Yeah, the thing is that 850 years ago, 150 years later after the cross, again, the Archbishop here in Cologne was the Chancellor of the German Empire. And he conquered the city of Milan in Italy, and as a gift, he was allowed by his Emperor Frederick Barbarossa, which is a very famous German emperor, he was allowed by him to frank the bones of the three wise men. And he brought it here. And that was the reason why they destroyed the pre-version, the Romanesque version of the cathedral, built the Gothic one, a dignified place, a heaven's palace on earth for the first three Christian kings. Can you see there's a triangle in the tomb, and there's a man with a crown. That's the Archbishop who franks it. And he wants to show it. Look at me, I'm the franker. I brought it here. I'm powerful and important. It's not only religious aspects, it's also political propaganda. The bones inside are stolen from Milan, 304 precious stones. Yeah, everybody frangsing for everybody. Everybody killing everybody, everybody frangsing for everybody. Like today, nothing changed. Then, ladies and gentlemen, if you please turn around and you take a look to the other side. Space. And you can see the window in the middle. It's the oldest window of the cathedral. It's from 1260. Can you see in the bottom left hand? There is a naked boy and a naked girl. You see? Only the important parts are particularly leaves. That's Adam and Eve. The right side of it, there's some people. And one lady, she's sitting and dressed in red, and she has a baby in her hands. You see the baby?
Yes.
And the baby is Mary. The new Eve is born, because she will be the mother of Jesus Christ. It's Old Testament, left hand, New Testament, right hand. Parallel stories. Starting at the bottom, going up to the top. This is Middle Ages comics. Almost nobody could read and write. To learn about the Bible, they looked at the stained glass windows in the church. You're looking now to the east.
Yeah, there.
The altar is not the oldest here, but it's the most famous. It's from 1445. And the name of the artist, his name was Stephen Lochner. Stephen Lochner is not too famous, but who is famous was his teacher. The name of his teacher was Jan van Eyck. seen the movie Monuments Men? There's one altar masterpiece, the Monuments Men brought back, stolen from the Nazis, and brought it back to the city of Ghent in Belgium. And that was the altar of Jan van Eyck. So this altar, the man who made this altar, brought back by George Clooney. This man was the teacher of the man who made this. He learned from one of the best artists in the